So Retro Hospitality started that company 9 years ago, and it really was born out of a strong love for everything to do with boutique hotels and independent properties. And so we've been fortunate enough to work with some really great projects, really great developers, and it started off in an advisory capacity. So we provide advisory services for hotel owners and developers, and we also have another division, which is our hotel management side of the business, and that encompasses day-to-day turnkey operations of hotels with some great restaurants, galleries, event space, and so we do that on a day-to-day basis. Hospitality to me, my perspective, it's being a servant. We take a very much a servant focused approach with Retro Hospitality. So we're always really, the best part of being in hospitality is providing great hospitality and being present. And so it's really, what are the needs of our team, what are the needs of our guests, and it's giving. It's really reacting to their needs and making sure that everyone is taken care of. Well, the advice I would give to anyone on the high school level is it's a phenomenal industry with a lot of opportunity. There's a trajectory unlike any other in any other industry, and you could really create your own way. But what I would say is be patient and be methodical and learn as much as you can. Get immersed in your craft, learn, ask questions, network, and continue to hone your skills, because whatever it is that you build upon at a very early stage will serve you really well going forward. And food and beverage is a great path for anyone to begin with. In a new hire, I think, so my focus has always been hiring based on personality. We maintain throughout the corporate, throughout our corporate environment, that humbleness, humility, and hard work are really key attributes. So anytime that we are hiring, we're looking for humble, hardworking folks who are open to exploring different opportunities with us. And with that, we're also looking for critical thinkers. I think one of the biggest assets that anyone could bring to an organization, even from an early age, is to be a critical thinker. There's so many different problems that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. If an employee, a team member comes to us and says, this is what happened, this was an issue at one of the properties, but here was the solution that I brought forth. I thought about it, this was the solution. What do you think about that? And I think with that, providing solutions as opposed to just throwing problems out is a great way to approach. For me, networking is such a critical component to the success of any professional. And I think the more that you could network and learn and be exposed to different opportunities, the better off that you're going to be within this hospitality career. And I think additionally to networking is always giving back, being philanthropic, and being engaged in a community, making sure you're taking care of others before yourself. And I think lastly, it's really about, putting others' needs before your own. We're a big proponent here at Retro Hospitality of, taking care of our team members and our associates. They're our number one focus. And we know that if we take care of them first, they're going to take care of our customers and our guests. So it's always focusing in on the team that you're building, making sure that you're active, you're a participant, you're engaged in the community at the properties, and then the success that follows will happen. First job overall, I was not of age. I was 15, and I worked at a grocery store, stocking shelves. I was in the dairy department. And so I was working in high school, getting prepared for eventually for college and saving money. So was interacting with the public, and that was a great experience. My first job in hotels was very soon thereafter. I was 18 and went down to a hotel in Virginia Beach and applied for a bellman and valet position. And that was out of necessity. We grew up very middle class, needed to support my college education, and so needed to get a job. And I worked 40 hours a week as a bellman at a resort in Virginia Beach. And from that point forward, just truly fell in love with the hospitality industry. I didn't. I thought my career path was going to be in law, and so I had worked in summers at a law firm as well as the hotel. So I held 2 full-time jobs when I was out of college break. So I thought my path was going to be in law, but after working at a law firm, that changed my mindset. But really fell in love with hospitality. I did not go to hospitality school. Went to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, commuted to school on a daily basis, and but really just started seeing a lot of different opportunities and a different path within the hospitality industry. So really learned from the ground up. Had a lot of great mentors and had the opportunity to really learn being immersed in the business. And not through a formal education, but. Yes, so as a bellman, during the winter times when business wasn't as busy in a leisure destination market, it was critical to make yourself employable. And so I was given the opportunity to learn the front desk. And so in the wintertime, we'd perform front desk duties and learn the operations, the beginning stages of hotel operations, and was the phone operator and taking reservations and everything to do and helping support a hotel through on an annual basis. From there, within that resort, within that hotel, the following summer, came back, or was offered an opportunity to become a server. So I had no previous restaurant experience, but it looked like there was a good time and there was money to be made and even further tips. So I wanted to try my hand at being a server and a bartender, which I did, and also loved that part of the business. But truly, from that point forward, I was given some great direction and opportunities, and it was really by luck, to be honest with you. I put myself in a position to meet people, and people took a chance on me. And when I was in graduate school, my graduate studies I was doing very well with graduate school, and also needed to support myself, so I got a job at a Holiday Inn Express as a assistant manager, front office manager, and within a year of working there, I was given an opportunity and advanced quickly to an assistant general manager's position, and then the general manager, and I was the youngest general manager at 23 for Wilson Hotel Management. Wilson Hotel Management is based out of Memphis. Kevin Wilson was the founder of Holiday Inns in the 50s, and I got to work with Kevin Wilson. And by dumb luck, I was working the front desk as a general manager one evening, and a gentleman came in and he said, we're starting this new company and we're doing franchise sales, franchise development. Do you have some time for coffee tomorrow? I would like to learn a little bit about the market. And so I said, sure, I'd be happy to tell you, who owns what hotel and what the market's all about. And they were doing their due diligence. And after the conversation, he said, well, we're actually hiring based upon our interaction. Would you be interested in interviewing? And that was my first exposure to something in the hotel industry other than operations. I wasn't aware that there were so many great opportunities within the hospitality industry to do some different things. And so I interviewed and was hired, and I became the head of franchise development eventually for 9 states. And that was a 3-year run until the company was bought. And from there, started working. The layoffs happened in 2001, and I was recruited to join a team, a CMBS group, a publicly traded REIT that was servicing loans. And in 2001, there was a tremendous amount of foreclosures that were happening, and the economy wasn't so great, and this was just before 9/11. And so I was handling defaulted hotel loans for a bank, essentially a bank, and I was the hotel resident expert at that point in time. So I got to do that, and then with that, we had all these different hotels that were being sold, and so some of the most influential people in the industry, leaders of different brands, management companies, very, very successful hoteliers, came knocking literally on my door to purchase hotels. And so they were trying to negotiate with us to purchase assets, and I became, I networked my way into a lot of great future opportunities. And one of those opportunities was to take over development for a hotel management company in Greenbelt, Maryland called Coakley Williams. And so my job was to bring in fee-based management contracts for that company. And long story short, after about 3.5 years, I doubled their portfolio from 15 hotels to 30 hotels. And shortly thereafter, 2004, I decided that it was time to go out on my own and started putting together different projects, and eventually the company that I founded 9 years ago. Yeah, so I mean, one of my first mentors was the front office manager at the resort where I started working in 1990, and his name is Craig Mulderig, and Craig was the leader of the team, and my interactions with him, I had access to him as well as to the general manager, Clarence Reeves, and I was just constantly seeking him out, asking questions. Taking the time to learn the different parts of the business, and they took the time to share that with me. So he was a great, both of them were great mentors. I was again mentored through Kemmons Wilson with Wilson Hotels and Holiday Inn Worldwide. Mike Levin was a boss of mine with U.S. Franchise Systems when I was selling hotel franchises. Mike used to be the head of Holiday Inn Worldwide and Ascendant Corporation, and started this publicly traded company. So I had access to one of the smartest, most iconic, influential hoteliers at the time directly, and had so many other mentors throughout my career. The fellow franchise sales development representatives that I worked with on a daily basis now lead some of the best and biggest companies in the industry. So there's so many different mentors and influencers. My typical day. That's what I love about this business. There is no typical day. I guess a typical day for me, I'm a pretty early riser. I don't tend to sleep a whole lot. But with everything that we're going through in COVID and the pandemic, it's really helped me kind of readjust my priorities and what my day needs to be. So there's definitely more of a sense of well-being and taking care of oneself. So exercise in the morning and early morning runs and walks. But for the most part, after getting the kids, breakfast and lunches made and off to school, it really starts early here in the office in Richmond. I tend to look immediately at the previous day's hotel performance, so I get a snapshot of all the revenues and for each of the hotels, and I do a quick look at that. There's a lot of emails. There's always something that needs attention to, but it's really laying out kind of what I want to accomplish during the day, and with our team. So we have goals, weekly goals and daily goals of what we need to accomplish. I work directly with our hotel owners, so I have a lot of one-on-one client interaction to give them a sense of what we're seeing in the market, what some of the challenges are, what some of the needs are, and just give them a status update. So we're really, as a company, very much immersed in the day-to-day operations of all of our properties. So we try and, again, take a pulse of the property and be able to communicate that back to our owners. And then just with our different leaders within the organization, we're structured in a way where we have some really, really talented folks working with us. So we do a huddle, and we talk a little bit about what some of their goals are and what their needs are. From there, we're talking directly to our property managers. So there's a constant communication with them. But yeah, there's so much to do between our typical day of ensuring that the guests are taken care of, that we're communicating any needs and support that we can provide to our owners and to our property level leaders, as well as our corporate folks. And then really from there forward, it's how do we grow the business, and what other opportunities can we see to help our owners make more money.